everybody. By the way, I already have a radio program. Just a remark. Thank you. I would like to start by asking who here knows about and understand the subconscious mind. Please raise your hand. All right. And who knows that it is very powerful? And last question, who uses its power? Very good. It seems that people here are self-conscious about raising their hands. Toastmaster,
holding me back.
Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I would say about my speech, as James Allen said of his book, As a Man Thinketh, that it is suggestive rather than explanatory. Its objective being to stimulate men and women to the discovery and perception of the truth that they themselves are the makers of themselves by the virtue of the thoughts which they choose and encourage. Their mind is the master weaver both of the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance, and that, as they may have till now woven in ignorance and pain, they may now weave in enlightenment and happiness. My intention here is to help you to understand that you are the result of your thoughts, and that if you change your thoughts, you change your life. There is a saying that says, watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, because they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become your character. And watch your character, because it defines your destiny. Not only that, but also I want to say that behind every thought, there is another thought. And that is where the subconscious mind comes into play. Most of what people do is done out of autopilot mode. We are habitual beings, if that's the way it pronounces it. We do something one time, twice, 3 times, and that tends to become automatic. It becomes a habit. And that's so for almost everything we do in life. When every person is conceived on your mother's womb, I would say that you're pretty much blank. The person hasn't have any interaction with the outer world. But as soon as your mind starts being developed inside of the womb, and you start having some type of interaction with the world, your mind will start being programmed, and that is becoming your subconscious mind. And when you're born, you start learning things, simple things, such as brushing your teeth. And most people, when they learn to brush their teeth, most of us never ask anybody else to teach us another way. So many things, and most things that we learned from somebody else, and after a while we don't question anymore. We just keep doing the same thing always. And I have to say something. That we learn things and become so natural as driving a car that you don't even think about doing it. Also, I would say something. I tell people that knowledge is a double-edged sword. That everything you learn about something, a subject, is in some way expanding your mind, but in another way conditioning it to think only that way. Throughout our lives, we hear so many no's, thousands of it. You shouldn't do this. Not that way. No, this is wrong. And most of the time we learned that yes, it's the only way to do something or to solve a problem. So that way we become conditioned. I have had the opportunity to meet so many people lately, bright people, scientists, doctors, lawyers, people with PhDs, and many of them I had the chance to develop some type of relationship and friendship. But as I talk to them, many times I am astonished how much conditioned their mind is. In this way, I'm pleased to not have as much education. Seriously. Many people, even though you're an expert in an area, as much as you learn about something and more you do about it, more conditioned your mind becomes in that particular subject. That's why many people, in most cases, the greatest inventors in history were people that didn't have much education or were totally ignorant in a particular subject. You come with a fresh mind, with no one telling or have told you before how things work. Going back a little bit, I would say that as a plant springs from, and could not be without the seed, so every act of man springs from the hidden seeds of a thought, and could not have appeared without them. This applies equally to those acts called spontaneous and unpremeditated, as to those which are deliberately executed. A man's mind may be compared to a garden which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild. But if no useful seeds are put into it, then an abundance of useless weed seeds will fall into it and will continue to produce their kind.